is Trauma-Informed Crisis Intervention, Part 4. For victims of violence, events and interactions subsequent to the traumatic event has a profound effect on how the victim experiences and interprets the event. Understanding the dynamics of trauma is an integral component of performing trauma-informed care. Trauma-informed care seeks to avoid re-victimization of the victim. Practitioners and organizations that implement trauma-informed care understand how trauma can impact many aspects of a victim's life. Trauma-informed care is not a specific type of intervention or treatment. It can be implemented at any agency or with any service provider. It's an approach to care based on 6 key principles: safety, trust, choice, collaboration, empowerment, and cultural competency. Each of the following slides in this lesson will explore the 6 key principles of trauma-informed care. When working with victims, ensuring their physical and emotional safety is imperative. Think about how, when talking with victims, you can help create a physically and emotionally safe space. Consider the following. Where and when are you talking with victims? In the office, agency, home, or in the community? What safety considerations are important in the locations of the various services? What signs and other visual materials are there? Are they welcoming, clear, legible? If you're working with survivors in an office setting, how would you describe the reception and waiting areas, the interview rooms? Are they comforting and inviting? How do you ensure that victims are given clear explanations and information about next steps? Do you enter conversation with information about what comes next? In their disclosure of violence, victims are sharing something with you that is extremely personal. As an advocate, you should consider how to maximize your trustworthiness. At the beginning of your conversation with the victim, are you fully disclosing if and to whom you have to report disclosures? Are you open and honest about your confidentiality limitations or expectations? Do you clearly delineate what will be done, by whom, when, and why? What is involved in the informed consent process? Does the victim have genuine choice to withhold consent or give partial consent? Do you explain the process of revoking consent and what that means for the information that they've already disclosed to you? Victim choice and decision-making is priority in trauma-informed care. Victims should have the control over their healing journey. As an advocate, your role is to support and facilitate their plan. How much choice does a victim have over what services they receive? Does the victim choose how contact is made? Can they opt in or out of various contact methods if they prefer phone versus email? Does the program allow them to make small choices? When would you like me to call? Is this the best number for you? What other ways would you like me to reach you? Or would you prefer to get in touch with me? Does the victim have choice about who attends various meetings? Are support people permitted to join planning and other appropriate meetings? In trauma-informed care, advocates are collaborators as opposed to managers or leaders. Victims are the decision makers regarding what is best for them, while advocates collaborate on the plan using their knowledge of systems, policies, and protocols. Do staff communicate respect for the victim's life experiences and their history, recognizing the strengths and skills that the victim brings? Are victims' priorities sought and validated in formulating available services? Does the program cultivate a model of doing with rather than to or for victims? Advocates should be actively identifying victim strengths and prioritizing building skills that promote healing and growth. When you're working with a victim, how are their strengths and skills recognized? Do you communicate a sense of realistic optimism about the capacity they have to reach their goals? Are the victim's skills and strengths utilized effectively wherever possible? Can the victim feel validated and affirmed? As an advocate, you should strive to ensure that you provide culturally applicable care and options. How are you regularly assessing your services as culturally competent? Where are your outreach efforts focused? Are you actively informing vulnerable communities about your services? Are your materials and services accessible to and representative of the communities that you're serving? Being trauma-informed means that you're putting the needs of the victim first. Think about actions that incorporate the 6 principles into your daily practice. Offer simple options and choices, like whether they want to drink or when to take breaks. Ask victims about the resources that they know or have. Incorporate those resources into the victim's plan. Remind the victim that they can interrupt you to ask questions or ask for clarification. Victims may be apprehensive to interrupt you if they're confused or overwhelmed. Giving permission up front allows them space to interject as needed. Set realistic expectations. If you promise a victim a resource that you can't deliver on, or make a promise about a court outcome that you can't control, you will destroy any trust that that victim has built with you. Resilience is the process of adapting well in the face of adversity, trauma, tragedy, threats, or significant sources of stress. It means bouncing back from difficult experiences. Research has shown that resilience is ordinary, not extraordinary. People commonly demonstrate resilience. Resilience is not a trait that people either have or don't have. It involves behaviors, thoughts, and actions that can be learned and developed in anyone. A combination of factors contribute to resilience. Many studies show that the primary factor in resilience is having caring and supportive relationships within and outside of the family. Relationships that create love and trust provide role models and offer encouragement and reassurance, and they help bolster a person's resilience. Several additional factors are associated with resilience, including the capacity to make realistic plans and take steps to carry them out, a positive view of yourself and confidence in your strengths and abilities, skills in communication and problem solving, the capacity to manage strong feelings and impulses. All of these are factors that people can develop in themselves. There are many strategies that victims can use to build resilience. The key is to identify the ways that work best for the victim. Think about ways that you can help victims foster resilience in themselves. Make connections. Reach out to existing networks and accept help from those who care about you and will listen to you. Good relationships with close family, friends, and others are important. Some people find connections with faith-based organizations, support groups, or community centers. Move toward your goals. Develop realistic goals and develop a plan to achieve those goals. Celebrate small accomplishments. These small steps move you closer to achieving goals. Focus on tasks that seem achievable. Nurture a positive view of yourself. Developing confidence in your ability to solve problems and trusting your instincts helps build resilience. Keep things in perspective. Even when facing very painful events, try to consider the stressful situation in a broader context and keep a long-term perspective. Avoid blowing the event out of proportion. Maintain a hopeful outlook. An optimistic outlook enables you to expect the good things will happen in your life. Try visualizing what you want rather than worrying about what you fear. Take care of yourself. Pay attention to your own needs and feelings. Engage in activities that you enjoy and find relaxing. Exercise regularly. Taking care of yourself helps to keep your mind and body primed to deal with situations that require resilience. Additional ways of strengthening resilience may be helpful. For example, some people write about their deepest thoughts and feelings related to trauma or other stressful events in their lives. Meditation and spiritual practices help some people build connections and restore hope. Thank you for completing Part 4 of Trauma-Informed Crisis Intervention. Please complete your comprehension quiz and return your answers to your supervisor.